Hey Rob, what the dealio? Can you hear me? Maybe not. I'm good, man. How are you? Good, good, good. Good to know. So yeah, how are you? Chat be lagging. Let me try to pull it up on the screen. Okay-ish. Feel you. Maybe that's better than badish. Maybe it's close. What up, man? Man, I was checking out on the live. Y'all was figuring it out over there, man. Stay soon. How you been, brother? What I am gonna do is try to open up. Try to. I'm gonna open up this box. This I was sending out with the other knives. This was just the first one that I boxed up. And now I feel like I can get it sharper. Hey, Land, how you doing? Hey, Steven, what's up? What's up? Boring Guy DIY. Also, shouts out to Rob, also a really good channel. Let the Brush and Talks. Yes, Rob, my man. So, I haven't seen this knife since I packaged it up a couple weeks ago. But since then, I've done this to these and wasn't sure if this one was going to hold up. I wanted to send my best stuff out to my buddy. So as you can see, it's definitely a sheen difference. And so, whereas this is, I think I did really good on the edge on this knife. It is sharp. I think I'm gonna shine it up and see if I can get it super sharp and shiny. I will warn you, this might take a second, but I'm gonna do it nonetheless. So, welcome. I joined a few minutes late. What are we making? I am getting ready to sharpen and polish this knife up. I'm gonna check it real fast though, see how sharp it is currently. There's always some old paper laying around. This is more like phone book paper, so you gotta be sharp. So it's not doing it. I can hit just the right angle, but we all know that should be easy, right? So we're going to take this back to ground zero. BRB. My freshen up my whetstone water. Be right back. All right, fresh water. Let's get to it. I'm gonna run through the paces, and first thing I'm gonna try is all wet sands, and then the strop, and then the micro diamond emulsion. I'll see how we do with that, but I must warn you, I'm trying to get this thing mirror, so I'm gonna be on it for a second. Thanks, Mitchell, I appreciate that. Yep, super chats and memberships on the way to full monetization. You're doing it, bud. We're doing it. Rob's a great channel. He deserves 10 times the following. And he will get it. He absolutely will get it. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to start with this 400 grit. We're going to run across this blade with it. And then we're going to bump to the 1500. And we're going to go up to the 2000. And we're going to bump to the 3000. And then we're going to go to the stones and move up from there. Cool. Cool. Let's see if I've got my little holder here. Might be of some assistance, but I don't know if I can find it. For the time being, and for the sake of my own personal OCD, I didn't realize I didn't have all my lights on. Stephanie, you know about this. Boop. And the mothers. Eh? Now we are going to engage the entire blade the entire way in this process. When we get to those whetstones, we're going to put most of the focus on the edge. But first things first, we're just going to try to work out all the scratches. All of my knives are cut with a grinder, so there. It's an effort to get them just decent. But this one stayed pretty clean most of the way. All of them have an imperfection somewhere. I think with this one it's going to be right there where I got a little nick. But character. And just so my wife thinks I'm being careful. It never snaps good like on TV. They must put sound effects on that. Yeah, Rob, I'm dipping it. So, here we go. We're looking at process. 403. Why is that? Just so I know when I get to the polishing stage. It is, okay, Rob, I'll see you in a sec. It is Mothers. This is well known in the car community. Really good aluminum polish. It's good for chrome and things like that. That's what I'm going to use when I get to that stage. Right now, though, this is just 400 grit wet dry sandpaper. And I'm going to start with that. See if I can get a uniform look with this before I move on to the next grit or the other side. And we can see as I go, all these old scratches are starting to show up. And that's what we want. So that we can have some baseline of what we're trying to get out. We can already see some progress as we go. And I am putting quite a bit of pressure. I don't know that I need to, but I do feel compelled to. So that's what I'm doing. And it seems to be doing what I want it to do. But all of that black is starting to show up. That's what we want. Alright. Rinse it a little bit. So we can see where we're at. On that side we're working. First side we're working. So we already see some visual progress. It's already better. I'm going to work this blade a little bit. I'm definitely more cautious in that approach. I'm going to be a little light-handed with the blade. It is already a sharp knife. It won't cut phone book paper, but it will cut skin. Give it a little wrench pull. Give that same attention to the other side. How rough that sounds. You might have to be over here a little bit longer. Maybe you should use the same bit of soft and polishing, because even when you think it's not doing anything, it keeps cutting. Yep. Rob of Depression Talks is who walked me through the polishing technique, so that's absolutely who's got the experience. This is the knife that's going out to Calvin at Dad's workshop. Hopefully this will do him some good in skinning and tanning those hides and prepping that good leather he's over there making. I've never seen a guy make leather before, or tan leather maybe is what I should say. It's pretty interesting. Plus, I'm going to try and watch the whole stream if I can stay awake. I mean, watching this therapeutic can help me relax, although I can't see myself relaxing in my current mind state. I'm sorry to hear that, Ruff. Sounds like not such a great day. I will say that's been going around on this day. Fortunately not for me, for today. But you're not alone. And you know you can always call me, Rob. You've got my my Instagram and Facebook stuff. You can like FaceTime me direct. Something like that. I'll download WhatsApp if you need to talk. Oh, yeah. It's a tough one. tough one. Definitely. Mm. Yeah. Hey there, Pat. The gloves, that is a wonderful idea. I can't tell how many times I've gotten those micro pieces of steel embedded in the skin. And those are downright infuriating to try to get out, says Mitchell. Mitchell, I had never experienced that until I started. I hesitate to call myself a knife maker when there are really legitimate guys out there, but when I started first making knives, I got one of those splinters and oh my gosh, had to go through a couple sets of tweezers to get one tight enough to grab the thing. Ugh. Oh, goodness. I promise Lynn I won't mention any of her family on my live in the future. There's been so much backlash. Oh, yeah. That could happen. I do get that. There's your privacy and then there's their privacy. I get it. But for sure, you just say word, man. If you want to call, I will pick up. Go find me a little quiet room in the corner and talk it out. I am currently writing a long form video about woodworking and mental health. I'm finding that a lot of people who've been labeled a lot of things, I'm finding that many of the folks that I meet in the world of art and woodworking share those same labels, and they would not be the magnificent artists they were if they were not capable. And their capacity for the art, for the focus, for the commitment resides also in that label. And people often categorize it wrong because, like all things, some people can misuse their superpower. And that's the difference between being Superman and being freaking Thanos. Right? Somebody applies their obsession to a stranger, and they're a monster. If you apply your obsession to a craft, you are an artist. We all just have to be mindful of where we guide our obsessions. I think I'm going to do that with the 400 again. In fact, I've got 400 on the whetstone. People have nothing better to do than get in the business. Be jealous that someone has the courage to put a video. It's very true, Mitchell. Very much true. That is doing well. I'm not bothering with the blade just yet. Go ahead and hit the other side. We've been soaking all day, so it should be okay. Apparently I'm a hypocrite because my channels help out others and heard. But apparently I was ranting about a person I've caused that person to withdraw into himself. He obviously didn't like that, and I confronted him. It can be that. I think it's the nature of every person to care for themselves. I think people sometimes expect us to think a little bit more about them than we're going to be naturally inclined to do. We got so much bandwidth and children and spouses and careers and bills. We're not always going to think through every single part of every single thing and every single person that it could potentially affect. It's just not possible to do that in every situation, every time. And you've got to have some space for you and for that. Maybe it just should be in a space that's not available to them. Because everybody has feelings. The only people that can hurt your feelings are the people who you want some level of acceptance from. And men handle hurt by becoming angry. It's kind of built in. And then women respond to anger um, with fear, and sometimes, because that's not generally how women respond. So they don't understand the reaction. They don't understand that that reaction is hurt. But as our reaction as men, anger feels like you've got some control of something. But from the outside, for people that don't have those parts, certainly could look like something else. This is a 400 grit right here. Yeah, I am letting that just lay dead flat along that whole side. I'm not even going after that blade right now. I'm going to come back and work the blades on the edge. But, yeah, I'm working the flat stone. I never even thought of doing this before, but I am doing that now. So it seems to be doing good. You see I got a little bit of divot there, so it's going to work that out. Over here I'm getting real flat. But I think the important part for everybody to remember in almost every scenario is that nobody's intentionally causing malice. And I'll say this, for a man who is conscious of making his best effort not to cause harm to anyone, the accusation of that can be infuriating. When somebody says, you hurt so-and-so, and you had no intention of it, and that's like almost like being called out of your name. You're like, I'm not that kind of person. I don't do harm. But we don't always get to be the person who determines what harm we even caused. Again, I'm working the flat of this blade still. This is a 400 grit. I can feel that I've got a little hook in the tip of this knife, so I'm pulling it a little extra hard across here with the effort. Straighten that out while I'm on the heavy grit, you know, relatively speaking. I might be okay with that little dip in there if I can get a good pull elsewhere, you know what I mean? Let's see what we can do with that. See if we can find that edge. Okay. Always got to make sure you clear stuff out of your way, or else it'll cause you to adjust your stroke to avoid the stuff that you're going to hit on the other side. It's probably not the plight of most woodworkers. It's probably just me because I'm so messy. But on that edge on both sides. Wow, we got the 400 stone out. Now we're going to send this over to the 1000 grit. Get that flatten stone, get whatever that little sediment off of it. It's just with sarcasm. Yeah. So again, I'm going to go with the flat first. Not even going to touch that bevel yet. I am making an intention of keeping the pressure back here so that blade stays above the cutting surface, so you get nothing wonky happening. It's good. It's good. On the other side. I've learned that it's better for me not to try to be ambidextrous with this. Meaning, don't try to use the same technique on the other side. Figure out how to do it on this side with your dominant hand leading, and this side with your dominant hand leading. For your muscle memory, that'll work faster and be more efficient overall. You're going to have to train both of your hands. This one already knows what to do. This one already knows how to support, so keep that in mind. A little tip from your old Uncle Wes. Now we're working our blade edge. All right. So now, that was 1000 grit. I think that did something. But Now with the 1500 wet. That old F-150 had the fluid, whatever, but I felt like I was dying yesterday, still on the mend at the moment. Mitchell, it is definitely going around. And here is the thing. When all those circumstances with the CDC happened, that stopped the government reporting and recording, mostly reporting, of those statistics, of those very particular problems that we had in 2019, 2020. So be careful. Treat it like that. Lots of clear liquids. Try not to eat anything you have to chew. And only water and tea to drink. Honey is the only sweetener. This is the 1500. Seems to be going well. I always order cats, 15-year-old approximately, because I can't afford anything newer. Ain't sure what I even consider it could be a big. I tend to find that in the trades, that when you get to the highest levels, there's really no such conversation about things being over the top, right? Once you get to a certain level, it sort of elevates to art. I'm hoping that at some point I can get there with some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Not necessarily just cool for a person who's never done it, but a level of quality that stands on its own. Let's see what we look like. Getting better. We'll put a little bit of this effort on the blade. That's sort of the nice thing about being able to build it on your own, not after any particular timetable, not after any particular goal, except for the best one you've done so far. And I think that gives a lot of opportunity, because there's no rush. There's no reason to skip a step. There's no push to stop short. Let's just go as far as you want. And your next grit can only do as good as you did on the last one. You leave a bunch of stuff behind, it's still gonna be there. All right. Next up, 2000. Looking good. A lot less scratches. All right, 2000. Like the late great Tone Loc. Let's do it. Please, baby, baby, please. What y'all know about Tone Loc? Always gotta come back and get that burr. It's 2000 grit. What's our next one? 3000. So we got a good chunk of it, so let's fold it over a couple times. Take advantage of it. Alright, look at that. We're cleaning up. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep, maybe feel better tomorrow, I hope. Man, Mitchell, I really hope you do. So take it easy, rest well, and give yourself too much to do. Gonna say goodnight just in case I fall asleep. I ain't mad at you, Rob. Sleep is good. Sleep is good. Ooh. Bumped into that blade a little bit on that one. All right. That is a 3000 grit polish. Pretty impressed with it. Let's see. Bump up. 8,000 grit stone. Woo. We're going to move this up to the 8,000 grit. I'm going to put the flattener on it real quick, just to keep it official dizzle. Move that thing back down to true. In this event, we're going to leave some of that slurry on there, because we're just going to first polish the flat. Too overzealous. Hey Gagey, how you doing? I'm sorry I missed you, but thank you for coming through when you did, for however long you did. Hope you have a good night. We're getting there. We got a nice edge from that. Put some of this mothers in. Hey, Ronick, how you doing? Still hanging out, but doing working for sure. How are the holidays for you and my fellow leatherneck? Figured as much. Okay. Welcome, Ronick. Good to see you as always. I had such a good time and good results polishing the other day that I had to go unwrap the knife that I'm sending to Calvin so that I could put a better polish on it. So now I'm obsessing about that. And then that'll give me another chance to put another seal on the wood too. So maybe overall he ends up with a better piece. Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Johnny. How you doing? What y'all been up to? Everybody back to a normal schedule. Y'all still on holiday time. Oh, I miss the 80s sometimes. There's no songs with beatboxing anymore. No human beatboxes anymore. Just gonna keep hitting it. What we're after here is mirror finish and super sharp. Whether we attain it, I don't know, but we might get closer to the secret. Scooch. This is not bad. Let's see if our buffering wheel will do the rest of the deed. Until I found my drill. One schmeck it. Over there. Come here, boy. Thank you, Lander. I appreciate it. We are getting there. I don't think we're there. But there is where we're headed. Let's see what this does. Not bad. Sort of seems like that made it a little cloudy. Maybe I got the wrong polish on this. Let's buff that off. See what we got behind it. Didn't do bad. feel like I clouded it up a little bit right there. I feel like I gotta put the mothers back on it. See if I can pull that off. I just felt like that was shinier before. Might have been the compound that was on that piece. I've got two. That may have not been the right one. I do know that the more I apply this, the shinier it gets. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to work it in. Other side. Love saved me just then. Love saved me. Still got a little hazy area there. Maybe that's just from the 3000 grit. It is pretty clean. And it's not a perfect knife, and this definitely shows all the imperfections in it. But somehow it's better. So I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna clean off the edge of the wood here. I might put another coat of linseed oil on it while I got it out. But I feel like that's success. Right there. Thank you, Land. Not imperfections character. I got you. I'll take that. I'll take that. The character. The twists and turns and up and downs of the life of a knife. I swear I don't never have anything here to cut. I swear I don't. Hoping we didn't spend too much of our time on the polish portion and not pay attention to our sliceability. Let's give it a shot. Remember, it wasn't doing this before. thing. Oh, 'cause that's bored. Gotta have a stick. Either way, I think that we made a good knife better. We're gonna try to make it look a little bit better with that handle before we ship it out. Put a little bit of a glue seal on it. Because it's like our favorite thing to do. My favorite thing to do. We made it 100%. We carved the wood, we cut the steel. Might as well hit the sheets too. You're just going to keep working that in. So it just can't work in anymore, and then it should hold. What wood is this handle? Oh, jeez. I wish Eco Woodcrafts was in here, because he sent me this wood, and it had a label on it, and that was over a month ago, and I forgot. But it is something exotic, because that's all he sent me, is stuff I hadn't heard of. But I will see if I can find it. But I really like the character of this wood. Particularly on that handle. This up top on the sheath is Paduk. Paduk, Paduk. Paduk, Paduk. Paduk, Paduk. All right. I guess I'm done. We got pretty, we got shiny, we got sharp. And Until next time, we will pursue the super shot. Take a second. Show my gratitude for all of you guys who have been hanging out with me. Special thanks to the members. Thanks TJ for hanging out. I appreciate you. Pat has been a frequent member of the channel, and Pat's got a channel of his own you can go over there and check out. Thank you, TJ. I appreciate it. And as do quite a few of the people in the chat, feel free, if you're a mod, to post your channel if you like. It is all. Oh wow, I kind of went out for a second and then came back. Good night, Pat. We'll see you later. Everybody else, we'll see y'all later too. Hope y'all have a good night. I thank y'all for the support, for the help, and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the videos, and if you get the opportunity to, you can become a member and win these things. All of this stuff goes out to the members. So I'll let y'all later. Love you. Peace. Good night. Thanks for hanging. Peace, land.